Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So let's get back to work. Wanted to talk about the Federal Reserve and these lending facilities. There's 4 of them left over. Well, I heard there was 5, but I was only reading about 4 of them, so it doesn't matter. I only wanted to talk about one today anyhow. If you're not familiar with these lending facilities, these are in conjunction with Treasury, the Federal Reserve had set up these lending facilities to pretty much backstop every corner of the lending market, whether it was auto loan, car loan, house loan, doesn't matter. If there was a loan to be made out there, the Federal Reserve had a lending facility to back it up. Now, there's 4 of them that have been left over. Now, these things were meant to expire back in September. They extended it out to December and then just recently extended just a handful of them out until March. The handful of them they extended out till March, at least the 4 that I know of, are the primary dealer lending facility, the money market mutual fund lending facility, the commercial paper lending facility, and then the payroll protection program. Now, one thing I found interesting about it is the payroll protection program I thought had been used up. Like, I didn't even think that one was even in existence anymore. I mean, as far as the availability of it. But yet, that's one of them that they've extended out to March. So we'll have to do a little bit more research on that. Like I said, it doesn't matter. I only want to talk about one of them today. But the money market mutual fund, this one I thought was interesting too, because it's not like the money markets that you have at your bank. This is the money market mutual fund. This is like where the big time investors are buying into the money market mutual funds, like $1 million entries and stuff like that. So it's definitely not Main Street. This is Wall Street kind of backing. The other one is the commercial paper lending facility, which is again like corporations trying to borrow money for short term. It's short term paper. It's commercial paper. So that's also a Wall Street institution lending facility. And then the last one's the primary dealers, which is Wall Street. That's, JP Morgan and Citigroup and all the other people who are up there in the big time banking industry, considering that they're the ones who are like the buyers of the Treasury. They're the ones who step into the auction, the primary dealers, right? So they are Wall Street. All 3 of those lending facilities are the ones that are left over, plus the payroll protection program, which doesn't matter. Now, I just want to talk about that primary dealer lending facility because that's the one that I think is quite interesting. Now, the primary dealer lending facility, this is, like I said, the big banks. They're the ones who step up and go to auction and buy from the Treasury. The Federal Reserve doesn't buy treasuries directly from the government. They have to go through the secondary market, which is those primary dealers. So this is what I found interesting about this primary dealer lending facility. Now, if you go down to the description of this video, I will leave a link to the New York Fed YouTube channel with a video that talks about these primary dealer lending facilities. And at about 1:40 into that video, they talk about the pandemic and the lockdown and all that other stuff and the reasonings that they need to set up this lending facility. At 2 minutes and 12 seconds into that video, they say it. We lend money to these primary dealers who use assets as their collateral. And the first one they say is equities. And if you're not familiar with equities, those are basically shares of companies. They are buying stock with it. Now, the Federal Reserve can't buy shares of companies with it, but they sure as hell can loan money to the primary dealers to continue to buy stock in the company and use that as the backing to pretty much get the loan from the Fed. So you're wondering why the Fed, or how it is the Federal Reserve is stepping into the stock market? They can't, but they can do that. They can do that part. And they admit it right there in that video. So you think about what the Federal Reserve or what Mnuchin has left over, what he is allowed to extend. They are in unusual and exigent circumstances, these Wall Street banks are. But the rest of the people that these lending facilities were meant to help, I mean, you think about it, they said it over and over and over again. It's meant to help households and businesses. All those have been wiped clean. The only ones that are left are the ones that help Wall Street, except for the payroll protection program. Isn't this interesting times that we live in? So anyway, I'm going to leave a link down in the description for you guys of this video for that New York Fed YouTube channel. And I believe, like I said, I think it starts at 1:40, and then I think where they say that they loan money to buy equities is at 2:12. It's just shortly after that. The whole video is only 1.5 minutes, so it should be everybody should watch the whole thing anyway, because they pretty much explain what the program's all about. Now, before I let you guys go, I want to thank Alaska Prepper and all the Alaska Prepper viewers and fans. You guys know what you did. I very much appreciate it. You guys are so rad. Thank you. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that we now have hats on Teespring, because I know a lot of people have been asking about the ball caps. Now I have ball caps up on Teespring for you guys to buy. 2 different styles. I'm gonna get both of them to see which one's the better one, but I just wanted to let you guys know about that one being available. I want to thank Miss Chandler. Miss Chandler is the one who actually cleaned up the Teespring, got the hats up on there so that those things look better and the whole site looks better. She's helping me on some of the social media sites, getting the videos uploaded, just making sure that everything is running smooth and that I'm up to date on those things. She has been very, very helpful, helping me on quite a few things behind the scenes stuff. So I can't thank Chandler enough for coming aboard the YouTube channel here and helping make things happen. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to say? I guess not. Okay, Uneducated Economist. You guys let me know.